Alright everybody, how's it going? NateGreat321 back again, and it's been about a week since I put up my question and answer questions video, so now this is the answers video. You guys had about a week to leave comments, ask questions. I got a handful here from some YouTubers, so I figure, it's about time. I might as well just answer them now. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Most likely this will have to be 2 parts, but hopefully you all stick around for both parts. Yeah, anyway. First question from Captain85 Kurt. Cool YouTuber, by the way. Check his channel out. What Sega Master System game have you enjoyed the most? As you guys know, I got a Master System and 25 games off Craigslist not too long ago. And I've had a chance to play most of the games. Some I haven't played, and some I can't play because I don't have 3D glasses. I don't have a CRT TV in here anymore. I have a little LCD, so I can't play the light gun games. But out of the ones I've played, I'd have to say the one I enjoyed the most so far is probably Alex Kidd and Miracle World, the first of the 3 Alex Kidd games. I think I have all 3 of them. This one's a pretty sweet platforming game. I had never played any Alex Kidd game before this, or any of them really, and all 3 of them are really different. It's kind of strange, but I think this one's the most fun out of all 3 of them. But yeah, so far, I'd like to see if there's some more Master System games I like out there. Spend some more time with the ones I have, but so far it'd be Alex Kidd and Miracle World. So thank you, Captain. Next 2 questions from Bite My Wii. What would you consider the best deal you've ever gotten on a game or system? And if you guys have watched my videos before, you should know what my best system deal is. And without question, that'd be my JVC XI that I got in the box with like 6 Genesis games and like 3 controllers. Got it for $10.38 at a Goodwill. Yeah, that's it's still unbelievable to me, honestly. I love this thing. I have it hooked up. I took my Sega CD and my Genesis home just because I had to clear out some room. I'm going to be moving out soon, and it just takes up a lot of space. So the XI is just really convenient. If you don't know what it is, it's a Genesis and Sega CD combo, and loose, I think this thing goes for at least $100 on eBay, if not more than that. It's a fairly rare system, so to find it in the box at a Goodwill, for $10 too, on top of that, awesome deal. So really like that. That's definitely the best system deal I ever got. Hopefully someday I'll find something better than that, because there's not many things that could be better than that. But yeah, so far that's the best one I've got. What system would you like to own that you don't have yet? All of them? I don't know, but realistically, I guess. Okay, we'll put 2 out there. Unrealistically, so if I could just pick a system and have it, it'd be a Pioneer Laser Active, which is a Laserdisc player, and it has expansion packs. You can play Sega or Genesis games, or a different expansion pack where it has TurboGrafx games. Play like Sega CD, Turbo CD, and it also has specific Laserdisc games made for it. But that thing goes for an insane amount of money, and I'll probably never ever find that or afford that. But realistically, what system I would like to get next? Probably like TurboGrafx 16. I think again, it's a similar situation with the Master System. I don't know much about it, never heard about it back in the day. Only found out about it pretty recently. So definitely an interesting system, has kind of a cult following. So I'd definitely like to get into that, see if I could grab one of those. Just haven't been motivated to pay eBay prices for it. Which leads into the next question from 8-Bit Goomba, another cool YouTuber out there. What game or games have you been looking for that you refuse to pay eBay prices for? Just about everything. I don't shop on eBay a lot because typically eBay, it's really hard to find good deals out there, just because you have so many people looking for the same thing, and you're going to end up paying about the estimated value for a game, if not more than that, just because there's some people out there who don't have Goodwills or local game stores where eBay is the only way they can get games. So they're willing to pay a little more than what the average person might pay that has access to Goodwills and game stores. So I prefer to be usually a little patient and just not bother with eBay, because there's issues with the sellers not being honest, and it's a mess. So I'd rather just have it in front of me, see the physical condition, pay the money, get it right away, be done with it. So usually I don't go for eBay. A couple specific things I can definitely think of are DuckTales on the NES. Granted, on eBay it's only like $10, so that's not a crazy amount of money, but I'm just holding on to the hope that one day I can find it for like less than that at a Goodwill or at my local game store or something. Um, Even if it was at my game store and it was like $10, I'd probably pay for it just because, like I said, I like having it right there and just getting it right away. Um, but I've just been holding off on it on eBay for whatever reason. But yeah, DuckTales is one, and another one would be a stand, like a tripod thing for my Virtual Boy. I guess it's not a tripod, it's only got 2 legs, but I got my Virtual Boy from Goodwill, and it didn't have a stand that came with it, which, you know, you can still play it and it still works, but it's kind of annoying because you have to like lay on your back and rest it on your head, and it kind of rests on the bridge of your nose and hurts after a while. So I'd rather just get a stand for it. It looks good for display purposes, and it's, you know, complete if it has the stand. And I've seen 1 or 2 on eBay maybe, and they're like $40. I paid $13 for my Virtual Boy. I'm not about to drop $40 on a piece of plastic just to stand. So that's pathetic. I hate that. So yeah, I don't know how I'm ever gonna get a stand for that, but yeah, I refuse to pay eBay prices for that. Another question from him: what new features would you like to see YouTube make available? And really, I don't know. I'm not one of the ones that usually when eBay redesigns their pages, you usually get a lot of people who complain about it. I really could care less. You know, you get used to it. I think YouTube's okay how it is to me. I mean, it does what I need it to do. I can watch my videos, upload my videos. That's all I really need. I mean, I'm sure people out there would think of good ideas. You know, if they suggest something, I'm sure, you know, there's things out there that I can't think of right now. But as it sits, you know, I'm satisfied with YouTube as is. So, not to say that I, you know, don't want it to change ever. I'm sure good stuff could come, but I'm fine with it as is, really. Next set of questions. Kasi Snez Basement. Don't know if I said that right. Have you played Die Hard for the NES, and what are your thoughts if you've played it? No, I haven't played it. I've seen the video game nerd video of it, and it looks pretty generic, pretty blah. Probably won't play it, unless, you know, it's given to me as a gift or I get it in a big lot of stuff. I might try it, but it's not in the plans right now. I have Die Hard Trilogy. I have a Die Hard game for Sega Saturn. That game's a lot of fun, but NES one looks garbage. And do you think I should get a Yobo FC or a real NES? If you do have a choice between the two, hands down, go with the real NES. The Yobo, it can be cheaper and they can be kind of smaller than the NES. But honestly, the Yobo controllers are just, I don't like them at all. They're usually not very reliable. And I bought a Yobo FC3, which plays NES, Genesis, and Super Nintendo. And the D-pad, you know, crapped out in probably 2 months, maybe. And then I switched to the second controller, and that one crapped out in like a month. So it's I don't like the controllers there, and sometimes the mapping for the buttons is off. I don't know how they messed that up, but they do. And also, I don't know if there's any other games besides Castlevania 3, but Castlevania 3 has a certain kind of like special chip inside it where you can't play it in a lot of clone systems, and I think some of the Yobos have issues with it. I think some can play it, some of the newer ones might be able to, but a lot of the older Yobo systems, the NES clones, can't play that game, and that's an awesome game. I guess they play unlicensed games okay, I think that'd be it, but I mean, if it's a choice, definitely go with the real NES. You know, the controllers are just solid, they're perfect, and it's just a nice, iconic looking system, and I'm one of those guys, you know, I'd rather play it on the actual system. If it's a money issue and you can't afford the NES, you know, I guess go for the Yobo. I don't know. But if it's a choice, money's not an option, definitely go with the real NES, for sure. Next question, Vinny Blacklodge. This is a pretty good question. It's an involved question. What do you think of the classic, like arcade, Super Nintendo games like Final Fight, Turtles in Time that are being redone and remixed for PlayStation 360? Do you think the HD updates and music remixes, along with trophies, achievements, are worth the $10-15 for these games? I'll cop out on this one. I'll say it depends. I don't know. I think if you have access to the old games, the original games, like Final Fight on the Super Nintendo, I like that game. It's fun. I'm not a purist enough to care too much about the differences between it and the arcades. To me, the Super Nintendo version does a good enough job that I'm not willing to pay $10-15 to get it on the new consoles. I think you get another game with it though when you do it. But anyway, you can get it cheaper for 10 or 15 on the Super Nintendo. So I mean, I'd rather just go for that. Same with like Turtles in Time. It's perfect on the Super Nintendo. Really, it's awesome. But if you don't have access to the classic consoles, I could see why you'd want to get that. I did buy the Street Fighter HD remix that came out a while ago because I really like Street Fighter, and I think that's a really well done one. But yeah, I don't know. It really depends. Personally, I don't go for them, but I know there's a lot of people out there that it's target audience where they don't have these retro games, but they grew up playing those retro games in the arcades. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take the middle road here and say it depends. You know, it really depends on the person. Because I have a lot of classic consoles, you know, I don't really go for them, but I can see why people would like them.